Hi. Welcome back to The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Reddit, relationship advice. We have a special theme that is happening here today. We have fuck around and find out. So a lot of these are centered around, this is my first time reacting to them, but a lot of the ones we are going to read today, I've been told, are around people that have gone through their partner's phone secretly. And we'll see if some of them, was worth the risk. We might even do a tally system. We're not gonna do a tally system. Yeah, no. Okay, but let's get started though. Looks like our first one up is going to be my boyfriend asked for explicit photos from another girl and was going to meet up with her. Hi everyone, this is exactly as the title sounds. I love those. I, 27-year-old female, went through my boyfriend's phone, 27-year-old male, because I saw an unfamiliar girl was Snapchatting him multiple times. So you had probable cause. Not to bring the whoop whoop into this, Okay, it turns out he sent her illicit pictures, selfies, and asked her for nudes. Okay. I always wonder, why are you telling me this? Are you gonna stay? The answer should be no. Let me finish reading. Ugh, get worked up. Get so worked up. It's been too long. Okay, it's been too long. I saw everything. He was also supposed to go meet up with her to hook up and blew her off, which was why she was Snapchatting him multiple times pissed off. I'm just crushed. Oh, girl, me too. I never would have expected this from him. Now, this is the part where I get caught up. Never. Because something tells me he has behavior before that would have been like, well, you know what? I didn't want to believe it, but I could see that coming. But then they write, I never saw it come. Never. I don't know. I don't know about never. I've ignored red flags. I just got to accept them at the end and be like, I knew better. I just didn't do better. Oh, it hurts. It truly does. Ooh, the amount of my girlfriends that be consulting me, and I'm like, I know I'm a dumb bitch, but thank you for still listening. Thank you for coming to my mediocre TED Talk about how I like mediocre men. Okay. Let's get back into it though. Okay. When I confronted him, he screamed at me for going through his phone, smashed the gaming chair in front of me when I told him I was moving out, and kept saying he was doing the right thing by ignoring her. See, this can't be the first time. I know this ain't the first time this man was acting up. You ain't going... You could not convince me that this is the first time. And what? Girl. His excuse was that we were fighting and I don't have sex with him enough. How about a round of applause? I just can't believe he would put me through this. Girl, what do you believe? Oops. No, but honestly, I can't believe this. I can't believe you've done this. Everything's surprising. I'd hate to go to a scary movie with you. Oh my God, every little thing is gonna be something. Let me not berate her. She was just in this tumultuous situation. This is I always just talk a bunch of mess and then I'm like, oh, but still. But also have a little self-awareness to things. Okay. I just can't believe he put me through this. Okay. After I put so much work into taking care of our son. Oh, she got a kid. Oh, she got a son. Working full time and doing all the housework. Girl, you should have been left his ass. All right, I am exhausted, correct, and barely in the mood anymore. What? Okay. Plus, he has been arguing with me about so many random things ever since we moved out. Over something as small as me accidentally getting his boots wet to not getting him up on time for work. The one thing about me is I have a limit. I was like, look, it might be difficult, but it's I definitely ain't doing this, right? Because that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. You I'm in such a hard position to leave too, because we have a house together. Okay. And I don't have... Did you not say he was your boyfriend too? Okay. You get in a house together, but you're not married? Don't do that. Don't ever do that. That's something I stand by. Like, if you're gonna buy a house, you're gonna sign your name on a place to live together, because if things go wrong, at least you can get your money. Come on now. Now you out here looking goofy. You can't take him to court. Oh my, you can, but like, it'd be a lot easier if you were married. So don't do that. Word of advice. And I don't have anywhere else to go right now. Yep. He wants to work things out. But I simply do not trust him, correct? And I don't even know if I can look at him the same. You mean if you can look at him the same? What you mean if? I can't. She's actually like getting on my nerves. Like, actually. Oh, help me, Jesus. And we're almost done. All right. He claims everyone goes through something like this, gets cheated on, but that does not sound right. I don't know, baby. No, maybe I should do a little reenactment. Maybe I'll do that. Ronald, what the hell? I just went through your phone. Are you cheating on me? Yo, babe, relax. Everybody does it. Oh, thank God. Whew. Okay, dinner will be ready in a few. Love you. I just feel so trapped and alone. Oh, and now I feel bad again. Ugh. Oof. Well, couple parts. A big issue that I think a lot of people go through is like the idea of expectation and change. What are things that can change in a relationship? What are things that you shouldn't expect to change? When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Now, the thing about it is, like, I've known people where it's like, oh, you were a good person and now you're not. And that's always the hardest one, because you're like, I know you're capable of it, but you're just not doing it now. But people show you where they're at and you accept that for who they are. I find a very hard time thinking that he all of a sudden showed these behaviors. And so, like, when you're that early on, especially when it's like, I want to buy a house with you, but I don't want to marry you. Avoid the situation. Don't have kids with people that you're not just... You gotta be very, very careful and select. And don't ignore the red flags. Don't. Because people will be out here and wrecking your life and making you take all these steps back, instead of you just saying, you know what, this is not working. You're not where you need to be for me. And that's it. It's the difference between saying like, oh, well, like he leaves the socks on the floor and I'm hoping that, you know, over time when we move in together that he'll be more respectful of the space. That's a more fair one to have. And worst case scenario, if it doesn't change, it's annoying, but like maybe not the relationship breaker. Like he broke the chair, okay? So my advice would be leave his ass. It might need to be like move back with family, depending on who is in the area or things of that nature. But you also need to do therapy. That's what everyone needs to do, including me. I ain't above it. Okay, don't get confused. This is not this serious. Ye who preacheth also must receiveth. Okay, the Book of Ratchet. Shout out to my girl DC for that one. But honestly, like, you are willing to put up with all these things and say like, well, that's right and that's right. And it could be one of two things, either like a sheltered life in which you don't really understand expectations of what a relationship looks like. And that can be found out through a variety of outlets, whether that's talking to friends that you believe are in healthy relationships. But also, again, the part of self-worth of like, no, I guess I deserve this. I should put up with this. I don't deserve better, or I can't find anyone else. This is the best I can do. And that's all related to self-worth. So work on that, go to therapy, leave his ass. Not in that order. You need to leave first, then figure out the therapy afterwards. This is abysmal. Truly. Next one. It's like, bam, no, that's wrong, incorrect, leave. All right, going on to another one. All right, I think we have time for one more short one. Let's see. My husband, male, 26, has been talking to sex workers behind my back, female, 26. This seems like a lovely way to wrap it up. Lovely, darling. I found my husband talking to sex workers. All right, long story short, we've been married for 6 months. We're both 26, but together for 3.5 years. Okay. He got absolutely drunk, so I decided this is a good time to snoop. Again, what I say, fuck around and find out, okay? Yeah, I know this isn't okay. Well, at least she admits it, you know? That's key. Well, I found out that he has a secret Twitter account where he follows sex workers. Okay, would not be the first time that I've heard that story before. I have no problem with sex workers, but the fact that he's messaging them and even tried to meet with one while we were dating, yes, big issue. Before we got married, he's a wonderful man. Well, he ain't that wonderful. Got some skeletons in the closet. I don't know what the hell that dance was though. He treats me like a queen because he got so many secrets, okay? But somehow I just feel absolutely torn and not good enough for him. Don't feel that way because he's following sex workers. He's following sex workers. I mean, I was say best case scenario, not the best case scenario. A scenario is that he actually has like a porn addiction. So it's actually nothing about you, and he does care about you. Maybe he feels guilty that he has this thing, but he feels shame about talking about it, right? So then again, that's a case where you go to therapy to work through an issue like that, and you find in what ways you can be supportive but also protecting yourself. But him viewing other women is not a reflection on you. Maybe I shouldn't put that on. That's not my place to say. I would not be surprised. I don't think it's very likely that him looking at other women is related to a non-satisfaction with you or an issue of you. It's on him. Okay. Because he's turning to other outlets. Yeah. No, that's not about you. Is this cheating? Well, was it done in secret? That's a yes. Was this something you were aware of? Absolutely not. I think it depends how you define it in your relationship. It doesn't have to be that he met up with any of these people for it to be cheating. It also doesn't have to be related to porn because you could be in a relationship and you have a certain agreement. But again, that's communication. Communication that you have to have with your partner about like what are the bounds of it. And I would assume that most people would not assume that this is in the bounds of your relationship, of a relationship. So it wasn't talked about. It was done in secret. You weren't aware of it. I would consider that cheating, but I guess that's your call. Oh, and there's a wonderful comment here. Wonderful men don't cheat on their wives. And with that, we gonna end it, baby. Thank you for dealing with my delay. I've been having a lot of life changes, and whatever. But this was nice doing this again. And I cannot wait to see you all again soon. Bye!